Today we're going to be talking about how to play in a little bit sweatier lobby, especially when it comes to Rebirth Island. This ended up being a 1.3 KD, which is actually a kind of a high KD lobby, especially if there aren't any cheaters in there bringing it up with like a 20 KD. We're going to talk about different scenarios. We're going to talk about what I do right and what I do wrong within the video so you can have a better idea. And we'll even break down a little bit of the lobby strength, because the 1.3, even though that's kind of what it lists on some of these sites, it's probably closer to a 1.7 KD lobby, and we'll go ahead and explain why. So we'll get into this death, but let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the stats. So if we look at the stats, we can go ahead and see that the COD lobby was a 1.3 on COD Tracker, and then on Warzone stats, it says it's a 1.34 KD. And then we go ahead and look at the specific lobby. We can see it says it's a 1.3 KD lobby, and nothing out of the norm. We have a bunch of 3 KDs, 2 KDs, all these different various stats. So one of the biggest flaws with this stat tracker is right here, you can see it says I have a 1.54 KD. If we actually look at my own individual stats on COD Tracker, you can see that my BR KD is a 2.02, my Resurgence is closer to 2.5, and my Plunder is closer to a 1 from all the different various testing I do in Plunder. For this individual lobby, and what it'll say is I have a 1.54 KD because it combines my Plunder and my Battle Royale, which is a 1.54, which is kind of an illusion because that's not my actual KD. When we actually take all these individual stats and we plug them in, these are their individual stats when you combine their BR plus their Plunder, which isn't really very accurate, especially since most people play Rebirth Island differently, and it's kind of more like a Battle Royale light. What I have for you here is the actual KD, and these are all the players I kill right here on this side. What we'll get into that. What we can do is their Warzone KD, the regular Verdansk and Caldera KD is lifted here on the left. The one they actually show on that thing, like I said, it combines their Verdansk Battle Royale with their Plunder Battle Royale or Caldera combined with that. And what we're going to notice is some trends kind of stick, and it kind of skews the lobby depending on when you're in, and then we'll get into some of the tips. So obviously the lobbies are way sweatier than whatever's listed on there, regardless of the number, whether it's 0.5, 1.5, whatever, it's always going to be a little bit sweatier than the number actually lists. And we'll go ahead and talk about that as we go through. So we can go through here. You can see this guy is way better as we go through. This is the only player I could not find. And then we can go ahead and kind of see a new account. They haven't had established playtime. But we go through and there's players like this, right? We can look at this specific player and it says they have a 0.26, which is only 4 matches, and that's what's going to plug in as your lobby strength for this individual player, even though in Rebirth they have a 0.78 and their weekly is closer to a 1.1, and that kind of throws everything off, especially when you're looking at the stats, because this player is probably closer to a 1.78 than it is a 2.6, but that'll bring down the average. When you actually add up all the Warzone KDs, at the bottom we get a 132, which aligns with what they actually track, which is nice and cool. But their actual Rebirth KD is slightly higher when you do the average, and their weekly is significantly higher, about an 11% difference. And in a lobby that ended up right after this one, 1.3 to a 0.8, this ended up being the lobby. You can go through, pretty accurate. 0.86 aligns with what they say, and then the lobby actual Rebirth KD is a 1.09 and a 1.3 for the weekly because people tend to get better, and that's why this system is flawed. I even reached out to COD Tracker and I was like, why don't you do everything by the Rebirth? And then they replied saying, yes, well, let's look into it, we'll see what we can do, because it's clearly flawed. And everyone we're going to see in today's gameplay, these are their average KD was a 1.36, a 1.42 is their Rebirth, and a 1.65 weekly for all the people that I killed in the lobby. And I actually got killed by players that were below average, at least in terms of the comparison. So you'll see that play out. We'll have their stats on screen for most of them. So with this first initial break, what you're going to see is how I play this bad is I have the roof and I should have just held this door. I got a little bit aggressive. I do not have an SMG. I have a Bren and I have the Type 11, I believe. So when I come out of here, I'm kind of screwed, and I did not fully plate. I felt a little bit like I needed to push this gunfight, but that was my error. People do respawn. Let them hold the position. If anyone lands on the roof, I can kill them, hold that door, and I'm pretty good as long as I hang out on the left side of the building. So I come through and I end up getting killed. It took me too long to find the guy, and the aim down sight is just way too slow with this weapon. We'll see it play out, and we'll see how I position myself for other kills, because obviously this is a sweaty lobby. So I come through, I kind of peeked it, I didn't spot him right away, and I got smoked. That's kind of how that works. I end up dying to this guy over here, and this guy has a 1.28 in BR and 0.97. So like a below average player, in my opinion, for Rebirth. We'll go ahead and respawn in. So now, what I was saying is I should have just hung out on this side of the roof, right here, and then just kind of use this as a head glitch, kind of looking over it. Not sitting on it, because then you can get sniped from a headquarters, but I should have just held this angle, watching the door with my Type 11 optic, and just pre-aimed it and wait for all my teams to respawn, and then let's handle these guys accordingly. So that was just a mistake. That happens. That'll be one of my 2 deaths in the entire gameplay. So I come back, I re-pick up this gun here. Looks like my teammates have already kind of locked down the area a little bit. And they're still giving some call outs. So you can see 3 versus maybe 2, maybe 4. I don't really know the number of players. You see it right here. I'm like, all right, cool. I picked up that. I probably could have picked up that MP40.
Nice.
And then there it goes. We kind of got a little bit of the team wipe, and then there's a little bit of prox mine. I got to restock here. We did not get them all, so I'm pushing that way. But you can see right here, everyone's kind of down or hurt. So we're just kind of regrouping. I'm watching his back, making sure no one pushes. And a lot of times you just need to get the initial push. I should probably plate up. I just thought the people were much closer. And because there's still a lot of action going on. I don't want to get caught plating, but I probably could have plated at this point. This is a powerful head glitch. So he made a call out. There's a guy coming over here.
It's at the top. CT2 across the bridge.
There's a guy up top, across the bridge. That guy means he's on the other side. On this right side, I peek it. I don't know how. Look, he was pre-aiming now. Look at that. I almost got... That dude is way aware. So I was like, yeah, let me back off of this. That guy seems a little crazy. I'm going to hold this head glitch. If my teammates are behind me, they're watching it. We're good to go. I'm taking an angle. A lot of times good players will close doors too, just because then you get the audio cues. It's kind of hard. They threw a little bit of a dummy nade. And the guy comes through. I couldn't see him. And this ends up being a 2.8 Rebirth KD player. Their weekly 2.9 and their BR 2.72. So this is a really good player that I just shot in the back. And they took a bad angle there. He came through, greedy, ended up getting shot in the back. I'll end up killing him again right here in a quick second. So you see how I peek it again? I didn't go full out because I knew that those guys can beam. A lot of times you got to be careful with your movement and assume people are going to shoot at you from likely areas. So we pretty much cleared the area. There is a guy right here, Heartbeat. You see the guy landing down
on the floor.
I saw it. I jumped down the other angle, and I see him on the loadout. Easy kill. That's a team wipe. And that is the same guy. So they got eliminated out of lobby. And a lot of times dealing with high KD lobbies is recognizing when you have a sweaty team, coming together as a team, and wiping that team. Usually to farm kills, you got to take advantage of the lower skilled players in the lobby if there are any, and essentially kill them as they're trying to get their loadout again when they have a pistol or whatever they spawn in with, and you have a full loadout gun. And really getting high kills is really about farming that. If you're just trying to get wins, you just full push and take out teams, which is relatively easy if you're coordinated with your different angles and how you want to push. So right here, he says he's right here. You can see the guy gliding on it. I end up taking that guy out. That guy ended up having like a 1 KD or something like that when I ended up looking it up. So I get my ammo restock there. We didn't have enough money. And the loadout's way over here. You can see the guy over here behind us at tents moving in. And then you can see that there's like 3 or 4 people right here clustered.
I should be able to get a bunch of them right here.
So I'm using the wall kind of as cover. I'm expecting to get an angle here. You can see the one running up on the top left. He's kind of running up the path where my teammate is. I ended up kind of getting over, knowing, hey, I could push up. They're not looking.
I should be able to help out with
I'm still behind over here where I can get to the tree. I got a down off of 1 bullet. And then I'm looking at this other one. I down him pretty clean, and then I have my STG, take him out. I see the pulse of the guy behind here, and then there's 2 on this backside. There's 2 on this backside that pulsed. This is also a sweaty player. Weekly of a 2, 1.59 normal. So when I thirst him, I'm getting the ping. That's the whole reason I'm pinging him. So there's a ghosted player right here on the mini map, and then there's a non-ghosted one right here. And this guy's going to probably move around where the purple ping is and get on that heady that I was trying to work. And this guy is still down. This is the guy down most likely. He might be up, and we don't know for sure.
Somebody's at Granny's.
One more, Jay to your left. On the left
So I
side.
clean that one, and then you can see it pings again, and this guy's going to be by that little shack. And my teammate gives the call out by that little truck that's down here.
That's the last one.
Yep.
So now we have a 2v1, but with ghost players, normally it's kind of tricky because you don't want to get shot in a random spot. And people who grab ghosts in Rebirth, it's super broken. I don't almost ever grab that unless I just get the
guy?
opportunity to grab a second loadout, but
He has ghost.
doesn't usually work out that way.
He was a ghost.
So we know they have ghost, and we're like, you know what?
Let's go to the
Let's
hill, let's go to the
play
hill.
off of
Let's
that.
go,
We
let's go,
can't
let's go.
find him, so we back off.
One spot behind, right there he is, down below, where the tunnel is, tunnel.
Okay.
So he goes, okay, he's at the tunnel. He's moving in there. I'll just say, screw that. This guy ended up getting bad timing, unfortunately. He's going for my teammate. My teammate's pushing the other side. He ends up getting downed. Pretty easy kill. That guy was a little bit of a lower skilled player.
guy on the
Every
roof
lobby
above us?
will have low skill and high skill players. Every lobby. That's just kind of how it works. Matchmaking would take
Some
you
guy on my loadout.
10 minutes if you were too good at the game, and it wouldn't put you in a lobby unless it was good players. It just wouldn't happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw the
good players
precision.
will end up with bad players
You wanna
all the
run?
time.
I got
So I
that right
call in
there.
the precision right there. This
That's
allows my
mine.
team to
I
move
can't
through
move
here.
that way yet.
And then I know that I can get some action in there. So I ended up getting a player down. I ended up getting a player down. My teammate's just eating that. So I was able to get it
down?
down
Yeah,
right
one
there,
down,
which is
one down.
pretty solid.
Knocked him.
Teammate killed him. And I'm like, where the hell is this guy?
One more top prison.
And then somebody used the launcher. You can see them over there. They're on the right. I didn't notice where they were. I get off of there really quickly. I still haven't grabbed a
got
loadout.
smoked.
I got 8
I had to
kills.
jump off. I had to jump off.
So I saw the guy there. I didn't see the guy there. My God, I'm blind, right? You guys saw him? I didn't see him. I thought, I know that I ended up challenging him. So he's there, but he's looking up top. He didn't even see me. I got lucky. I got really lucky because I'm basically one shot right here, or almost one shot. I just got good timing. So I come
somebody
back
close to me?
over. I heard the footsteps, and then I get the guy while he's tack sprinting. No matter how good you are, if you're tack sprinting and the person is fully ADS, you usually lose that gunfight.
Coming.
So I only lost one plate there. This guy, 1.23 KD weekly, is 0.79 on regular KD. So pretty easy
His
kill there.
people are all
And you can see where I'm saying they're all
split.
spread
There's
out.
one right next to you.
So I'm giving the call out over here for my teammate.
CJ.
Yeah, there's a whole team.
And here's where I make my second mistake. I pick up this dude's gun. I should have kept the Bren because the Bren's
yes,
better
you
than
did,
this
I
guy's
did, but
build.
Nobody should. be.
For the Farah. The Farah is good,
So nobody's here? Okay, cool.
but I just couldn't hit my shots.
Down here.
The guy's mobility,
team
movement
is-
throw me off. But there's a guy over here. You can't see him. I couldn't see him, but he's right here. Hidden, mounted. He didn't even know I was there. And then he beams the hell out of me with an M13.
Shot. How? He's down.
I was like, how the hell that guy delete me? So he was mounted up, and then I don't die again the rest of the match. So I come through, get a loadout, a little bit aggressive. I know there's multiple people here because most people hold hands on Rebirth. And there's a contract right here that we said, hey, we're looking for you, the bounty.
What?
So I got my Farah now and rocking the well gun.
Let me sprint, bro.
And I'm listening for audio cues because we don't have a
Running out of
UAV.
the gas
So
right
you have to
now.
play a little bit more campy when you're playing people that are good, right? Like I already recognize, yeah, these kind of sweaty in the beginning.
Great. I get sniped from up top. Yep, they hit it every time, don't they?
And I'm like, where's this guy above and below? I'm trying to
This guy
listen.
on-
There's four. So there's guy in the sky right here floating. This guy's right outside the door, I think. He's right here.
There's a whole team
But I hear
coming
the
from right
footsteps on this side.
pushing to prison now.
And I'm like, I don't want to die. So I change my angle.
Yeah,
I get a little bit lower. I heard a loadout drop.
Myself.
So I'm like, man, these guys are going to be right here.
I'm about to go let that load out.
You can see I'm kind of like crouch walking, not to make. I spotted the guy, but it was too late. And then he made it to the left. And then I hear the guy jump down on the right. Then what I do is I just peek him, switch guns. There's one on the right he kills. And then I hit him in the back. And this is a relatively easy kill. And this is the guy from earlier that has a 2 KD weekly and a 1.6 for Rebirth.
Okay, I guess I'll just come to y'all.
This guy's still up
because
top here.
there's
So I'm
no
like,
more.
I hear somebody. And then you can see right here,
think
Jay
he
Has
respawned.
is taking him out.
Man.
He died.
Gee, bro, that was a freaking stun at me.
I got the munitions, which is needed. And we'll go ahead and use that in rotation.
2,600 damage on the 3 kills.
So sometimes you win these, sometimes you lose them, right? But it is kind of, you have to deal with certain lobbies the way it is. I don't feel safe, like, knowing where somebody is. I'm like, where the hell is this guy?
Somebody's here.
I know.
I'm like listening for audio. My teammate's upstairs moving. It's like, where is this guy? So the teammate ended up
He got
taking
him
him out.
nice.
He was on the teammate's
Yeah,
level.
Nice.
Okay, I'm gonna work up
Wait.
to buy now.
Okay.
When did we get disabled?
Been disabled. I could buy you back though if there's a buy. No.
So
there's
now I'm
not.
going to throw
Oh
down the
my
munitions. Both of us will be able to restock
Oh, I
on
thought I
it.
got killed.
Two. Now
Yeah,
it's
this
mostly
is
full
zone's
teams.
chalk.
It's
There's
all
no
full
buys.
teams.
Yeah, I'm trying to
So right here, I end up getting spotted.
Right here.
And then I'm like, okay, I could have swapped weapons, but I still felt good. The guy ended up not challenging
right
me.
at
I
the
don't
edge of
know
the wall.
why,
He's, higher.
but I backed off, gave the call out, and then I reset the gunfight, getting through away over here. White Town fully plated, and then I
He's in
repositioned.
like that
You can
trash
see
skin,
that
the one that
CJ's
looks
kind
like
of up here
Sniffy
dealing with the
Garbage
people on the
or
roof. He's pushing, and they're going to end up taking those guys out.
Oh, good plays, Jay.
So TikTokers are always in the lobby, whatever.
To your right, where that little small room is.
And I'm like, all right, cool. Where the hell are these? There's the
you just
guy. So I spotted them. I take him out. I thirst
I
him
down.
because then that gives me the ping. You can see that there's a ping right here. This guy's on the lower level. He's right at the end of prison. And this guy is in this sniper tower column.
Found him thirsted. His boy's ghosted in here. In sniper
So I
tower,
mark him. I
think.
call it.
Yep.
And then
to
there's a
your
one
right.
underneath. I probably should have called out that one on the right. I was more worried about the ghost player.
Jay, on top, Jay.
Nope.
He's still up there. He's at the backside.
So there he
shooting
is.
up.
He's
He's gonna stop the tower.
unsuppressed.
Jay, he's
So
weak.
that
He's
means
weak.
that like he doesn't have a loadout most likely.
The guy on prison is weak.
So he jumps. I
Last
get
one
good
is
timing.
ghosted
I
in the
take him
tower.
out. That's the last alive there. And then now it's a 2v1 situation. This guy wrapped all the way on this left side. He's giving the call out to Jay.
Got that one?
Not me.
He's gotta fly.
He just jumped down just now.
Oh, he just jumped. I didn't notice that on the first time I was playing. I didn't notice that guy jump right there. You can see him mantling right here.
He's gotta
Down
fly.
just
He's gotta
now.
fly. He's gotta fly.
Wow, that was
Jay,
like
to your right, to your right,
crazy
to your right, to
timing.
your right. Yep. he should
So
be-
he's saying to the right, I just spotted the guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
there he
right
is.
I
Live.
thought I could hit him. That's a live ping, and then I end up getting the kill. So I end up 13-2 in the match. It was a 1.3 KD lobby. Got a little bit lucky that things went my way. But you can see how I played the situations, and the times I died, it was me making undisciplined decisions. I was too tunnel vision on the guy on the roof, and then the other one, I made a bad push without an SMG, and that's what happens. Let me know if you'd like to see other breakdowns like this, whether it's low skill, mid skill, or high skill lobbies, and we can go ahead and break it down. Appreciate all the content. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.